You're listening to CBC Online at cbchs.org.
Three, two, one, CBC Online. We're visiting with Scott Pingel. Big win last Friday against Fort Zumwalt West. I know you guys were looking forward to that. Tyler Creath, the story of the game, 4 touchdowns, but he also set a completion percentage record. Talk about him stepping in that role, his very first game as a varsity player.
Yeah, we didn't really know what we were going to get with Tyler. We knew he had great abilities. We weren't quite sure, how he was going to react in his first varsity game ever, but he had great composure, which wasn't surprising because, nothing really rattles Tyler. His highs are not too high and his lows aren't too low, so, he's very even keel, and I won't say I was surprised by his performance, but I'm extremely happy.
Certainly the big touchdown with Arion early on just really made a statement, but then to come back on defense and get that interception by Carrera really kind of put an exclamation point that you guys were ready to play.
Yeah, it took us a little bit while to get going. We kind of sputtered our first drive and a half, and then it was a fourth down play. We were a little out too far for our field goal, so we said, let's take a shot in the end zone. And Tyler made a great read. Arion made a great throw or a great catch, and then have the turnover and 2 turnovers and one leading to a score. It was phenomenal. Our defense played lights out.
Probably if there was one wart in the whole thing, a little issue with the ball security. I know you're something you kind of want to work on. Talk about being able to hold on to the ball and how important that is.
Yeah, definitely, there's going to be mistakes week 1. So now it's up to us as coaches to make sure we're correcting those, and we took some measures this week to take care of that. But, when there was a mistake made, our guys hustled and got after the ball, so we actually didn't have any turnovers. We did put it on the turf too many times, but, they still won it, so they went after it.
Now, you're coming into a Thursday night matchup against Eureka, which is certainly a great team in Eureka, but how difficult is it to turn around with all the hubbub on Friday to come back and focus on the game on Thursday?
It's both. It's hard and it's nice because the kids want to play by this time, so they're ready to play, but it's hard as a coach because you feel like you're not as prepared because you're losing the day, making sure that everything's still done. You're kind of compacting a couple of different practices together, so it makes it a little bit harder, but they're in the same boat as we are, so we both have to be ready to play.
Give us a couple of keys to beating Eureka. What do you guys have to do to get that win?
We got to be more consistent in our run game on the offensive side. We got to be able to run a little bit when we want to, not just by the situation of the game. And then defensively, we got to be able to stop their run game. They love the power run game. They love to hit you kind of right in the face and get after you a little bit. That's just Eureka football. So we got to be able to take their punches and be ready to bounce back.
And finally, just talk about that home opener. I mean, a lot of people there, a lot of alumni, parents, kids having a great time. Had a flyover. I mean, from your standpoint as the coach, I know you're a little insulated, but what an experience.
It was a great atmosphere. I talked to a lot of fans and family that was there, and they couldn't believe we were at a high school game. So they were giving kudos to CBC and the people that are in charge. It was a great experience. I had even the Rams high school player of the week the guy come up to me and he said he was expecting you two to come out at halftime. We had so much there, so he thought it was a very great experience, and I know the boys really loved it.
And finally, I have to ask, you guys come into the season, Missouri #1 with the big victory, you guys able to maintain that, but boy, that #1 ranking kind of puts a little bit of a target on you. How do you guys handle that?
I know the target's out there, but when we're inside with our guys, it's all about Eureka this week. There's nothing else that matters right now, and the boys really understand it. It's week by week. It's you can look long term, but that's not going to do you any good. So we're pretty focused about staying in the now.
And how do you tell what do you tell your players? Because again, with all the hype, with great performances, they get a lot of headlines. How do you get them kind of back to earth?
Well, our schedule takes care of it there. We don't have any cupcakes on our schedule, so each week, if we don't stay focused, we're going to get our tails whipped. So we've got to really stay focused each week and come ready to play. And the boys know that they're not naive enough to know that they can just show up. They have to put in the work. Again,
that's Coach Scott Pingel, CBC Varsity Football. Remember, this week's game, Thursday night from Eureka, we have both audio and video on the CBC Cadet Network. Coach, we'll catch you up with you next time.
CBC, Men for Tomorrow, Brothers for Life.